Hello everyone, we're gonna start this video off by final coating this cake. Technically it's not gonna be super pretty on the outside. I'm not worried about that because I'm gonna cover it in chocolate shards to make it look like a tree trunk. So it's chocolate Italian on the outside, and I did vanilla Italian on the crumb coat as well as the filling. And I'm just smoothing it on the edges, and then I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to alternate chocolate and vanilla Italian so I can get those tree rings on the top part of my cake. And then once I get them piped on, I'm going to take my spatula and go through and smooth it. And I'm going to leave the edge of it. I'm not going to worry about the edge of it because I'm going to chill it and then bring it back out and take my X-Acto knife and trim it off. Now that it's chilled, I am just taking my X-Acto knife and taking that edge off. And then once it's off, I'm going to take my finger and just smooth it. That way you don't see any bumps. For my little bear up top, I am using chocolate fondant. I'm just making an oval shape for the body and then a smaller bit for the head. I'm just rounding that off. And then I'll move on to the legs, and I just snake it out and then measure it. Just put it up to the bear and see how long it needs to be. No exact measurements here. And then once I get those, I'm just using little bits of water to attach it to the body part. And then I'll go ahead and get the belly on and the arms and put the final details on. Right here I'm just mixing in some chocolate fondant and into some white, and I'm going to use that lighter brown for the muzzle and the pads of the paws. I didn't have a small enough heart cutter, so I just took a little round and I am just shaping it to look like a heart so that I can put it on the feet. could make this cake even easier by not even doing the bear or the little blanket I'm gonna make, and just buy a little toy to put up there, a little toy bear, and then this cake would be even easier. Now we're just going to roll out some red fondant, snake out some black, and make a little rough pattern, push it in a little bit, and then roll it in. And then once that's done, I'm going to cut it out into a rectangle and use my little scissors to create fringe ends to the blanket. For my pine cones, I am doing cake balls basically. So I just mixed up my cake ball mixture, shaped it into a pine cone shape, colored a couple different colors of brown in my buttercream, put it into one bag, and I'm using a 61 tip, which is basically a curved 104, and I'm just piping the pine cone. And then once I get them piped on, I'm going to stick them in the fridge so they're nice and solid, and then I can place them on my finished cake with a little bit of icing to hold them in place. Alright, this is how I decided to do my chocolate. I melted it, spread it on a piece of parchment paper, and then rolled it up and put it in the fridge to chill. It did not work as I had planned. I think maybe the temperature of the chocolate when I melted it was too hot, and that's why it's streaking. But it worked. And so I just kind of kept with it and pulled the chocolate off and the shards. And I just wanted to show you that even if it's looking like it's not going to work, just keep on going. So I just pulled everything off. I did several parchment sheets of chocolate and pulled them off, and then pulled my cake out and just started to apply it on there. It took a while, and I had to melt some more chocolate and get some more shards. It took a lot. But the end product, it turned out really good. So even if you're having issues, just keep on moving and it'll turn out. Now I'm going to put the chocolate shards on the cake, and I'm just using a little bit of icing to help adhere it. All those little holes and rough edges are just going to add to the character of the bark. So it's going to look good, even if you have to like right there, I'm layering it up to kind of cover up some of the holes, and it just adds to the texture of the cake. I think it turned out really, really good. You're not going to see me finish putting the chocolate shards on. I had to remelt the chocolate and make some more shards, so I just shut the camera off. But just keep at it. Whenever something's going wrong, you can figure it out. Thank you so much for watching, guys.